Hello guys, it's Kruche and welcome to the third episode of Doki Literature Club. I'm recording this video again because I forgot to turn on OBS GG. So let's continue, I don't have anything to say. But I didn't play much because I realized after like 10 minutes, so it's completely okay. Okay, so it's time to write a poem. So an important thing, especially for those who haven't seen this game before or played, is that every word depends on how the poem will be liked by one of the characters. As I said in the previous episode, we're going to write poems for Yuri first. So I'm choosing the words that fit to her and she likes. For her it's, I think, the easiest because you just need to choose words that sound really complex or like they're long as well. It also happens to work. Okay, so let's start. Universe is for Yuri. Next, what can it be? Fear maybe? Okay, that's for Sayori, but no worries, it doesn't have to be completely perfect. Okay, contamination is really like a Yuri word. Extraordinary, oh, it's also for Sayori. Alright, it's not a problem. Judgment, melancholy, imagination, I think precious, okay, no, tenacious, that's difficult, vivid, okay, vitality, pain, no, not pain, okay, existence, unrestrained, comfort, no, comfort maybe for Natsuki as well, analysis, I mean, infallible, agonizing, effulgent, intellectual and uncontrollable. And I think that's a great poem for Yuri. Hi again, Kruche. Glad to see you didn't run away on us, haha. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I'd at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the Literature Club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Kruche. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. The way she says that is like, she uses so complex words, like overwhelming of a commitment already sounds weird, but I like it. I mean, like some rich vocabulary right here. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on, like, he deserves any slack. And in contrast, there's Natsuki that uses just easygoing words. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year too. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature. Oh, I don't know about that. I mean, I just don't really know the definition of literature, so I'm not the one to judge it. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Ruhi always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without me even asking, like cooking, clean my room. How dependable. Sayori, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting, and you almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. How come you and Kuru can become good friends too? Well, how can you say that? I mean, like, it's natural, but it's not. It's like putting us in an uncomfortable situation. Sayori? As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Oh, Yuri even bought you something today, you know? Wait, Sayori. Ah, me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri, I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue the situation. I mean, it's really nice of her that she brought us something. It's our second day here and first official day. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of surprising. So any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, it is. Yeah, I won't make a big deal if you don't want it to be. I'm proud of protagonist. He's really calming her down. I believe if she's shy then such a situation is really uncomfortable for her, and we're just rescuing her and getting from this awkward situation. Alright, well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. Oh, okay, a book. So, yeah, it's a literature club, and she realized that we're not yet into literature, but she tries to help us. So nice of her, actually. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. Yeah, that's also very important. If you give someone something to start with a new habit or hobby, then it shouldn't, like, for a first book, read something that is really long and is like a classic, but you just need to start with it because it's a classic. I don't think it's the right way of thinking. Like, imagine that you wanted to get somebody into watching films and watching movies and recommended Titanic to them. Like, they would get so bored and would never watch a movie again if it was their first movie. I mean, it's impossible nowadays that you haven't watched any movie, but you know what I mean, guys. I think it was a good comparison. We could, you know, discuss it if you want it. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Siri and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more. Okay guys, and here's an important thing again for those who don't know the game yet. Our choice of who we're writing poems to is now resulting here, even before showing poems to each other. Like, we chose Yuri, so the game is already settled that we like Yuri and we want to like get to know Yuri more, even have some more like deeper conversations. You get the point. So if we chose, let's say, Natsuki, then right now we would try to talk to Natsuki instead. So it's kind of natural, I think, but a bit it might be a bit strange for like for new people into this game, because we chose to write a poem for Yuri but haven't even shown any poem to anyone, and already there are some changes, but it just makes our protagonist into Yuri. So I think it is logical after all. Okay, so let's get into the conversation. But at the same time I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. Oh, how uncomfortable. She sneaks another glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second. It becomes really uneasy. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. I muttered this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so that's the book that you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Yeah, we know, Yuri, you just want to discuss the book with us, so you want to be prepared for this. It means you put effort into maintaining our relationship. That's great. Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book? Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday... that's not what I meant. Oh, she even bought us especially for us. That's kind of her. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them. Oh, I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decide not to let it go. Yeah, like, don't push her too hard, like, we can see that she's lying, but it's, like, not a bad lie. It's a slight lie just because she's shy. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's it about anyway? Well, Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous looking eye symbol on the front cover. Alright, I just wanted to make sure I don't accidentally give anything away. Yeah, don't spoil us. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister. But as soon as she does so, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison, and while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and her life starts to fall apart. That's kind of dark, isn't it? Well, she told us yesterday that she is into horror. Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so the dark turn came from nowhere. Haha. I can't giggle. Sorry guys, I can't giggle. Like, it's impossible for me to imitate how she would do it. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Oh, not this button. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Kruhe? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri's into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that those kinds of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective, when horrible things happen not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals or their own philosophy that they believe in. Then suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, you're made out to be the naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again, and I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. Yeah, that's actually a good thing about her. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? You don't have to. What are you saying? Just a moment ago you said you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing, maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. So sorry. I was just... Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I don't really mean to... Sorry. I mean... Here, this should work, right? Oh, sorry for pressing that. I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. Oh, I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same thing with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way I turn the page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? To turn the page. Sorry, I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again, and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do. Since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways. But she also second guesses all of the things that she says and does. Like, she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but we're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. Ah, I see. Yuri remains silent for a moment. But Kruhe, that's probably a terrible thing to have common with her. Oh, that's so embarrassing that you think that. Wait, I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I really don't know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I more meant that it's kind of cute. Ah, what are you saying all of a sudden? Okay everyone. Gosh, Monica's coming in, we're in the middle of conversation and I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thought. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's not. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright, I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read it with you? I guess I don't have too much of preference either way. In that case I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. Alright. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration, since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait! Sarah and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sarah's on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Who should I show my poem to first? Okay, and that's when today's episode finishes. I'll save it. And I hope you guys... Oh no, it's not the end, sorry. Now it's time to check what's changed. I mean, I recorded this video twice, so I unlocked a side story, but I have to think about it. If I want to play them like in some of the newest episodes or after I finish the game. I don't know, you can write in comments if you have any idea about it. Okay, mail, nothing changed. I think we've got a new picture. Yes, we've got this. We've got write a poem for Yuri. Oh yeah, so we need to do this to have this scene and to read with her. And nothing more yet. We unlocked music. I think we unlocked this. And maybe this. These are some standard tracks that will be often played during the game, because they're like the most standard and like nothing really interesting happens during them. Okay, so thank you for watching this episode. It was a little bit longer, but I didn't want to finish in the middle of some situation. So I see you tomorrow or today, like it depends on how you watch these episodes. But see you in the next episode. Take care. Goodbye.